These are the sounds of someone taking their eyes off the road. Texting while driving is more than distracting. It's dangerous. Do us all a favor. When you're on the road, stay off the phone. A message from CTIA, America's Wireless Companies, and the National Safety Council.
Ranger Station.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting in the forest. 1 second, I'm having a smoke. Next thing I know, I'm face-to-face with Smokey Bear.
Wow.
And he told me it only takes one spark to start a wildfire.
Did you know 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans?
I had no idea.
That's why Smokey's famous and you're not. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Here on Spreaker.com, iTunes, iHeartMedia. Like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Ringside Rumble Radio. And follow us on Twitter at Ringside Rumble. Before we went to break, we were talking about the NWO, and the trademark came to be that they're coming back.
Are they, though, really?
Well, they probably won't be coming back, but
you're dreaming that they would.
We over here at Ringside Rumble Radio, we like to think outside of the box. We like to think, what if this would happen? What if that would happen? What if we were writing for WWE? So we like to think about this from time to time.
I mean, before you get into that, I could tell you right now what I think is happening.
Oh, what?
One or two things. They're either going to make some DVD or some special out of it. Or they're going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. That's the only two things that I could think of.
Well, you're probably right. Or I know they probably did that so they could trademark the Too Sweet chant, because that's been done.
I thought they had that, though. That's why they had that cease and desist against the Young Bucks.
Well, I guess they finally finalized it, maybe. But anyway, we here like to just come up with crazy shenanigans, I guess you could say, and think about things that could possibly happen in the world of wrestling. And I was talking to my co-host sitting beside me the other day, and I said, you know what? What if they really were going to bring back the NWO? Now, would you be excited about that?
No.
Why?
Been there, done that.
But let's paint a picture right now. There's so many wrestlers that are kind of getting lost in the shuffle. I mean, just giving a whole new generation what we experienced in the Attitude Era, the Monday Night Wars. I mean, you could do so many possible things with the NWO. You could create great storylines. You could have wrestlers on air week after week who probably aren't being utilized very well backstage. It's endless. It's endless possibilities.
It won't work because it didn't work the first time the WWE did it. They failed miserably the first time they did it, and I don't think bringing it back again, it needed to have succeeded the first landing for it to work. Just like when they did the invasion angle and WCW came in, it didn't work because they didn't have the superstars at the time. So to do another WCW angle with like Sting and Goldberg coming back, I just don't think it would work this time around. Just like I don't think the NWO would work. They would need someone to be in charge, because having, let's say, John Cena or Randy Orton come up and just start a new world order would make no sense at all. There would need to be someone who has a link to the NWO to bring it back.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, you could always bring Kevin Nash back as some sort of mouthpiece. I feel you could have Kevin Nash come and possibly start a recruitment, and then down the road, if you wanted to, eventually cause the rework of the original NWO, have John Cena come down, do his whole spiel, and then just turn heel on everybody and pull the whole switcheroo. I think fans would actually enjoy it. Fans would be, finally, he's a heel. And, I mean, yes, you get the fans typically, oh, well, we've seen this already. Where have we seen this before? But, like I said before, it's something fresh. It's something it's not as different, but it's bringing the nostalgia act to fans who never experienced it years ago.
You know I love all the nostalgia from the WWF, the WCW, and stuff during the Attitude Era and a little bit post-Attitude Era. This I just can't get behind. I don't know why, but I can't. Look at when Ric Flair came back and joined Triple H. They didn't reform the Four Horsemen. They made Evolution. They made it, and that made the group better, not being called the Four Horsemen at all. It's like you have to live up to the legacy, and if you're just bringing back the NWO just for the name, I mean, you can sell T-shirts of the NWO. They're selling them right now.
Of course.
There's no need to bring them back whatsoever. And that's why when we left off our last segment with, Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish and Adam Cole, I think that's the group right there.
You think that's
the Undisputed Era? No need to bring back any groups. You have groups already done. You have the Undisputed Era. You have Sanity coming up. I mean, you can build those groups if you want.
All right, so we'll go with your little story over here. Let's say NWO doesn't come back. So Undisputed Era comes up the ranks.
They have to bring them up as the Undisputed Era. No bringing them up, breaking them apart, and doing all that stuff. It has to be the group because those four guys together are, I feel like, a legit group that we haven't had in a long time.
Yeah. So let's say NXT says, okay, we're sending them up. Okay, fine and dandy. All of them go up together. Now, would you continue building the band of merry men or merry women and having more guys, gals, whoever it may be, joining the group? I feel like you could have a few more characters come in to play. Eventually, it could get extremely big, and then you don't want to do the whole NWO black, and the white and the red and all that mumbo jumbo. But I feel having this potential group coming up with that NWO feel, you could do the possibility of having a big superstar turn heel, a big superstar thinking about, what am I going to do? Am I going to join them? Am I going to go against them and do the right thing and just continue being a Raw superstar or a SmackDown superstar wherever they land? Tons of potential feuds and storylines you could do with this.
They have, on Raw and SmackDown to a certain point, have made all of these wrestlers so singular that it's hard for me to buy Randy Orton going into a new group again, or even John Cena, who's been by himself his entire career, now turn heel and join a group. I don't buy it. It's hard for me to just buy into that.
Well, I have a few names. I'm going to read them off to you, and you tell me if you think they are good enough to be in the Undisputed Era, the possible new NWO. And I'll start off. We'll go old, and then we'll get newer and newer as we go along. Number 1 on my list is Rhino. Could you possibly?
No.
Next, I have your favorite and my favorite, John Cena.
Nope. I already gave my reasoning for that.
I still think it's possible. I mean, there's been talks that he wants to do heel one more time before he kind of goes off into the sunset and makes full-time movies as his career.
To revive his career like Hogan did?
No, there's no need to. I mean, he's a household name already, but just to give the fans what they want. For so long, you've had John Cena as hustle, loyalty, and respect, and saluting everybody, and running down the ring and saying, listen, kids, you can be whatever you want to be. And
eat your prayers.
Eat your vitamins. Take your vitamins, say your prayers, yada, yada, yada. So, I mean, just seeing him, that would be pretty cool to me. I mean, will it happen? No, of course not. But like I said, this is a segment where we're dreaming over here. Well, I'm doing more of the dreaming than you, but
yeah.
All right, moving on. Dolph Ziggler. He's kind of lost in the shuffle. I mean, eventually,
he's a maybe.
I mean, Drew McIntyre probably will end up down the road screwing him over, so that could leave him to
Or he might screw Drew McIntyre over.
It's true. I also have the B team.
Yes, for one of them.
Only one.
Only one.
And which one would that be?
Believe. And I'm going to get to that once you go through your list.
Okay. See, I would go with Curtis Axel, so we could debate about that. Big Cass, another guy who's kind of lost in the shuffle right now. I mean, they're trying to push him big, but...
Yes.
Yes? Okay, we agree on that. Gallows and Anderson.
No, because they're part of the club.
Yeah, but you don't really even see the club. Tamina Snuka.
She's barely around, so that's a big no. I mean,
she's
if
a
you're
torn
going to
rotator
surprise
cuff.
me, if you're going to surprise me with Tamina Snuka, you're not really doing much.
Who else do I have? Baron Corbin.
Yes.
Good. Now, well, I mean, he has this whole new gimmick right now with the shaved head and everything. I was thinking of it more towards when he still had the hair and he was still that badass Baron Corbin. But, I mean, it can go either way. I mean, bald is beautiful. I mean, look at Stone Cold. He made it beautiful. Goldberg, too. Gilbert.
Mark Henry.
Let's see. Another female I have is Ruby Riott.
No, because I really kind of want to see her do her thing with the Riot Squad, and I think they're doing just fine. She's a good talent, and I don't think she needs that right now. I think she could be good on her own.
Okay.
So, but look at... When you started going through the names, an idea popped through my head.
I do have one more.
Who else?
Last but not least, when he makes his triumphant return, Dean Ambrose.
No.
No?
Nope.
Why?
Shield. But Shield or by himself.
I mean...
Those are only two things that work.
He could turn heel?
Nah. He could turn heel and be by himself.
Okay. Continue with your thought.
As you were going through those names, an idea popped into my head.
Okay.
Baron Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
Bo Dallas.
Okay.
Who was the other one we said? Big Cass.
Mm-hmm.
The Revival.
Yes.
Sami Zayn.
Okay.
Do you see where I'm kind of going with this?
No.
No?
Keep going.
Okay. The Ascension.
Former NXT stars?
Tyler Breeze.
Okay.
Former NXT stars that have been crapped on since they got here.
So what would you call them?
I don't know. I don't have a name for them.
The big poopies?
But if you were to put them together, because obviously they can't beat each other up on their own. They can't beat up guys on their own. They're made a laughingstock out of.
So you're kind of
put
thinking...
them in a group.
You're thinking of like a modern-day Job Squad.
Yeah, or just make it a real-life storyline. They're tired of being looked over. In NXT, they were the kings of the crop. Mm-hmm. Bobby Roode could be in that group. These guys were looked over as soon as they came to the WWE. They thought they were destined for more, and they were kind of put in a spot and left in a spot because of the, I guess, Ortons and Lesnars and Roman Reigns of the world and the John Cenas of the world, the guys that haven't been given a chance. Take what all the fans have been complaining about and turn it into a storyline.
So you want them all to have like chips on their shoulder.
Right.
Well, we couldn't really call them Nexus because that was done already. I'll have to go back to the drawing board and come up with a name. I'll have one next week.
But just the NWO thing to me just doesn't... Make your DVD, put him in the Hall of Fame, call it a day. Obviously, there are rumors that they're working on some kind of a deal with Hulk Hogan, so I don't know if that has anything to do with that as well. Or if they're even working on a deal with Hulk Hogan.
Well,
that's just
what if
rumors.
he comes back and he's the guy that revives the NWO and gets these new guys, kind of like what they did with WCW when they were slowly going out of business with the new blood, the new NWO.
And look how that worked out for them.
Well, look who was running it. Remember, it was Vince Russo. That did wonders as well.
Yeah, but I mean, there's ways. The WWE has never been about stables, really. They never were about stables. Well, they had the Heenan family. They had Jimmy Hart's group of guys.
Attitude Era had the most.
Yeah, the Attitude Era. We had DX, the Nation of Domination.
You had the Brood.
The Brood. You had
the
Ministry of Dark. That was the most that they ever did with
the Job Squad.
Yeah, that was the most that they ever did with any kind of stables.
Corporation.
But when you look back at the most successful stables in wrestling, the Four Horsemen, the NWO, all came from WCW.
What about Evolution? I mean, they were kind of successful.
Would you not say that is Four Horsemen 2.0?
To an extent, I guess you could say.
A successful stable, but a knockoff of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, I would have to say yes then, of course.
DX is their most successful stable.
And that was the brains of...